guys, so today I'm going to be doing a humongous book haul. I have not gotten to show you guys the books I've been buying for the past couple of months, so I have accumulated quite the pile of books to show you and I'm so excited about it. I have so many books to show you guys today. I have over 25, so I have grouped off the books into 4 separate piles of YA books, new adult books, books that were sent to me, and a miscellaneous pile like of adult and poetry and some other random stuff that I want to show you guys. So I just want to get started because I'm really excited. I know you guys are really excited and I have a lot to show you guys, so let's just get into the video. So I'm just going to get started with young adult books first, and the first one I have to show you guys is What Happened to Goodbye by Sarah Dessen. And now I bought this book because I've been just on a Sarah Dessen binge lately. Like, I've been loving Sarah Dessen's books. I finished Saint Anything, as you guys may know, and I absolutely loved it. And I was like, I have not read all of Sarah Dessen's books. Like, I feel like I have, but I actually haven't. And I really wanted to read this one after reading the description of it. And this is like the newer cover. It used to be of a girl standing on a suitcase, but this is about a girl who every so often moves with her dad, and every single time they move she kind of changes her image and kind of reinvents herself. And then one time they move and then she meets this boy that lives next door to her, and I guess things are different. I don't really know. I haven't read much of it. I'm reading it right now and I'm on page 33, so I'm really not that far into it, but I am enjoying it so far and I'm really excited to see where this book goes. So if you've read this one, let me know if you liked it. Next book I have to show you guys I'm so excited about, and that is Life and Death by Stephenie Meyer. This is the reimagined Twilight book. As you can see, it's Twilight on the back and then Life and Death on the other side, and I went out and bought this like the day after I heard about it coming out, and I'm so excited to read this. I have not gotten to it yet, but I promise you guys I will be getting to it very soon. If you don't know, I used to be a huge Twilight fan, Twihard, whatever you want to call it, and when I heard about this book I was like, I need to read this. And if you don't know what this is, it's basically Twilight rewritten with the genders all swapped. So it's like Stephenie Meyer wrote fan fiction for her own book, and I think that's absolutely hilarious. So I'm so excited to read this. If you guys have read this, let me know if you liked it. It's crazy, but I'm really excited about it. Next book is The Beginning of Everything by Robin Schneider. This I found just randomly looking through the aisles at Barnes & Noble. And it's just about this guy, I believe, that has some like high school struggles, kind of like a coming of age story is the kind of thing I get from it. The back of this book says, Ezra Faulkner was supposed to be homecoming king, but that was before his girlfriend cheated on him, before a car accident shattered his leg, and before he fell in love with new girl Cassidy Thorpe. And I just thought that sounded intriguing. I was like, I want to read this kid's story, so I decided to pick this up. I have not heard anybody talk about this book ever in my life, but it sounds good. I don't know. I'm excited. I love like teenage boy coming of age story type things, and I think this is going to be a good one. So I'm really excited to read this, and I'll definitely let you guys know what I think of it. Next book I have here is Until Friday Night by Abby Glines. This is a new contemporary young adult book. If you guys know Abby Glines, she's more of a new adult writer, but this is, I believe, her first young adult romance contemporary book, and I already read this and I absolutely loved it. Gave it 4 to 5 stars, and if you want to know more about what this book is, I will link you down below to my what I've been reading this fall video where I kind of went into more detail about it, but I really did enjoy it. It's a really cute contemporary book and I recommend it. Next book I have here is This Song Will Save Your Life by Layla Sales, and this book I kind of always see on Book Outlet and I never picked it up, but recently I've been noticing that like everybody has this book and everybody's read it except for me, and I don't know what it's about. Not one thing. It's probably terrible for you guys if you're like, what's the point of watching a book haul when she doesn't even explain what the books are about? And I know, I'm sorry, but I've heard everybody talk about this book, and so I finally decided to get it, and this is a different cover than the ones I've seen for everybody else. I don't know if it's because it's a paperback or if maybe they just changed the covers. I don't know. I think it's supposed to be kind of like a funny, lighthearted book. If you've read it, again, let me know. Let me know if you've read any of these books because I'm really interested to know you guys' opinions on everything. So yeah, I don't know, but I'm excited. Next book I have is The Geography of You and Me by Jennifer E. Smith, and I like Jennifer E. Smith's books a lot. I have The Statistical Probability of Love at First Sight, and This Is What Happy Looks Like, and this is like the 3rd book that kind of has that similar cover. I got this on Book Outlet for super cheap, and there's like a dent in it, but I'm kind of over it. But I've been looking for this book forever because they never have it at my Barnes & Noble, but the premise of this book sounds super intriguing for me, and it's about these 2 people that one day in New York City there's a huge rainstorm or something like that, and they get trapped in an elevator together, and that's how they meet. And I think that sounds pretty sweet, and I think that's going to be really interesting. So I'm really excited about this book. When I saw it on Book Outlet, I knew I just had to grab it. If you read it, let me know if it's good because I'm super excited about it. Next book is another one that I have no idea what it's about, but I've heard lots of people talk about it here on BookTube, and that is The Book of Ivy by Amy Engel, and I'm not sure what this is about. I think it's like a dystopian-ish or like something. It's not contemporary, I believe, so it's going to be different for me, but I'm really excited about it just because so many people have recommended it to me and I've heard amazing things, and it has a knife on the side, which is kind of cool, and I got this on Book Outlet for super cheap, and I'm just really happy about it, but I don't know what it's about, so I'll figure that out soon. Hopefully you do too. If you've read this book, let me know. Next book I have here is Whatever Life Throws at You by Julie Cross. This book I found at Barnes & Noble one day randomly, looking through the YA shelves as I do, and I believe this follows a young girl whose father coaches a baseball team, and she falls for one of the guys on the baseball team. It sounds like a really fun contemporary book, romancy kind of thing. You guys know, like, contemporary romance is my thing. If I find one that has a good sounding back, I'm gonna buy it. Like, it's just bound to happen. So I am excited about this. I did see this on Book Outlet also, so if you're interested, you could probably get it a lot cheaper than I did over at Book Outlet, but I think it's gonna be a good book. I don't know, we'll see how it goes, but I'm excited about it. Next one I have is The Cellar by Natasha Preston, and this is a book that used to be a Wattpad story, so written on the Wattpad website, and then it got published into a book, and I actually already read this. I just finished it like last week or something, and it is crazy. It's about this teenager who is walking home one night or walking somewhere looking for her friend out on the streets when it's dark out, and a guy grabs her and takes her to his cellar where he has a couple other girls and he locks them down in his cellar. And it's really creepy, really scary, weird, and just insane, and it's so intriguing, and you just have to keep reading it, and it was like nothing I've ever read before. You guys know I'm not really into like these like mysterious, like crazy crime books, like, you know what I mean, but I just wanted something different and I decided to pick this up. I did quite enjoy this one. It wasn't like my favorite book ever. The writing wasn't excellent, but it was fun while it lasted. It was crazy and it was intense. So if you're looking for something kind of scary, kind of crazy, this might be one to check out. And the last YA book that I have is Broken Hearts, Fences, and Other Things to Men by Katie Finn, who, if you don't know, is actually Morgan Matson, who wrote, you know, Amy and Roger's Epic Detour and Since You've Been Gone, which I loved Since You've Been Gone. Amy and Roger's Epic Detour a little bit less, but I still enjoyed it. But I wanted to give this one a try because I just realized this is the kind of book I wish I could write. Quote by Morgan Matson, author of Since You've Been Gone. I didn't even notice that till now. That's funny. But yeah, this was on Book Outlet, and I had seen this a couple times at Barnes & Noble, and I knew that Katie Finn was Morgan Matson, and I like Morgan Matson, and I wanted to read this. So basically what I can gather from the back of this book is that it's about this teenage girl who has a bunch of stuff go on in her life. So she goes back to the Hamptons to have her summer there, and a bunch of summer activities unfold, and it's just kind of like a fun beachy read, I'm assuming, but I'm excited for it. So yeah, and I love the cover. It's very pretty, but I love Morgan Matson, so I'm hoping I love Katie Finn just as much. Okay, so those are all of the YA books, and next I'm just going to start with New Adult. First book I have for New Adult is November 9 by Colleen Hoover, and I actually already did my book talk on this book, and I'll have it linked down below in case you're interested. This is Colleen Hoover's newest book. If you guys know anything about me, it's that Colleen Hoover is my favorite author, and I thoroughly enjoyed this book. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars, but if you want to know more about it, please go check out my book talk in the description down below. But I thought the reason I would show this book, and also my copy of Slammed that is not new, is because something really exciting happened the other day. I actually met Colleen Hoover the other day at her book signing in Boston, and she signed this book for me, which is November 9, and I also had her sign Slammed because Slammed is where my love for Colleen originated, and I just wanted to have it signed. She wrote Laura, never regretting, signed it, and she was the sweetest human being ever. I have a picture that I took with her that I will put in right here, but she was just so nice, and it was so amazing to finally get to meet her. I've been waiting for like 3 years to meet her because she is my queen, she's my everything, and it was so exciting. And I didn't think I was gonna get to go to the signing because I had to work, but one of my friends took my shifts and I was like, I love you so much, and he was great about that. It was actually really funny. Like, I went up to her and I was like, oh my gosh, hi, like, I love your book so much, you're my favorite author, like everything like that, and she was like, oh, like, thanks so much, like, did you get to start November 9 yet? And I was like, actually, I already finished it. I read it the day it came out. And she was like, oh! It was the funniest thing ever. But she was the sweetest human being ever, and I love her so much. And if you have not picked up November 9 yet, or Slammed, which, pick this up, like what? I really recommend you to do so. It's great. All of her books are amazing, but check out my November 9 book talk if you want to hear more about it. And if you want to hear more about Slammed, I'll also have a video linked down below where you can hear more about that. But yes, Colleen Hoover, my queen. Next book I have is After the Rain by Renee Carlino, and Renee Carlino wrote Sweet Thing, and I absolutely loved that book, and I didn't know she like had another book called After the Rain. Like, I had no idea actually, but I saw this on Book Outlet and I was like, Renee Carlino, like, I'm gonna buy this because I love Sweet Thing. So this is about a girl that has a husband, and then I think something happens to the husband, and then she meets another guy, and then there's a romance. I don't know, that sounds kind of weird, but I'm excited about it. Renee Carlino is amazing. She's an amazing author. If you've not read Sweet Thing, I highly recommend it. This one I will let you guys know, of course, but I'm really excited about it. If you've read this one, let me know more so what it's about, because the back is a little confusing, but if you could give me a little bit of a non-spoiler snippet, let me know. But yeah, I'm excited about it. Next book I also got on Book Outlet. Book Outlet is so wonderful, by the way. And this is Find You in the Dark, and I believe this is a series. It's by Meredith Walters, and I had not heard of this book series at all, and I think this is new adult. It could totally be young adult, but it's by Gallery Books, and I think they're a new adult publisher. But yeah, I found this through Cassidy Von Shea. She is like a YouTuber. She's a booktuber, if you guys know her. She's awesome, but she's also like a Book Outlet video blogger friend or something like that. They have like these people that are booktubers that they're connected with on their site, which is really cool, and they have pages where they recommend books that they like, and this was one of Cassidy's recommendations, so I thought I would check it out because if she liked it, I'll probably like it. I mean, I trust her opinion, so I'm excited about this. It's just about this girl who a new guy moves to her town, and he's kind of like a bad boy who wants everybody to stay away from him, but she can't stay away from him, and there's a romance, I believe, and that just sounds like something I'd be into. So I'm really excited about this book. I'll let you guys know. It's also a series, so who knows if I will continue on with that. They have the other books on Book Outlet too, but I just decided to get this one first, but I'm excited about it. Next book I have is 10 Tiny Breaths by K.A. Tucker. This is a book that I've been eyeing since I started reading new adult books a couple years ago. I just never picked it up, and I've heard amazing things about K.A. Tucker and this book. I don't know why I haven't gotten it, but when I saw it on Book Outlet for ridiculously cheap, I knew I had to pick it up. And I believe this follows a girl whose parents and herself, I think, all get into a car accident, and she survives, and she moves across the country to kind of start over, and she meets a boy, and I guess it takes off from there. But I'm excited about it just because I've heard amazing things, and I just haven't gotten yet to read it, but I'm excited. I'll let you guys know, of course, about every single book in this haul if I read them, but I'm really excited about this one. Let me know if you've read it. Next book I have is Disarmed by June Gray, and this is about a girl whose brother and brother's best friend are both in the army, and she's kind of always had a crush on her brother's best friend, and he kind of looks at her as a little sister, so it's kind of like, no. And then I think the brother dies, and it forces the girl and the best friend to kind of get closer, and possibly a relationship unfolds. I think that's what it's about. That's kind of what I can gather from the back, but I thought it sounded like something I would like. I don't know, I saw it there and it just kind of like was sitting on the shelf, and I was like, ooh, I'll get this. Do you guys do that? Like, I'm just really bad. Like, I know some people that will be like, I have to know if I like the book, I have to figure out the author, and I have to look at the star rating on GOODREADS, and I have to know every single detail about this book before I can possibly buy it and spend money on it. For me, I'm just like at the bookstore and I'm like, ooh, look, this looks cool. Disarm. I could read that. I should get this. I'm gonna get this book. And then I just buy it because what's money, right? I don't care. But yeah, I'm excited about this one. I say that about every single book. I think I've said it about every single book in this haul, but you know what? I'm over it. And the last two new adult books that I have are White Trash Beautiful and White Trash Damaged, both by Teresa Mummert, and these I bought because this one was on Book Outlet for really cheap, and this one was on bargain price at Barnes & Noble for $4.98, and these are a part of the series. I think it might just be called the White Trash Beautiful series. I don't know, but I picked up both because they're both really cheap, so if I don't like it, oh well, but you know, I have both. And I've heard really great things about this, I believe from Hannah at Bookworms Talk, who reads every new adult book known to man and reviews like every single one. She's phenomenal. I don't know how she makes a book talk about every book she reads. It's insane, but she's talked about these books before. I thought they sounded good. It's about this girl. I think that are the books about the same person? Yeah, okay, the book's about this girl named Cass and this guy Tucker. Romance book. I don't know. Like, it's all the same, guys. It's all the same, but I love all of it. And I'm excited about these. If you've read the series or the first book or whatever, let me know if you liked it. Next, I'm going to show you my pile of random books. I've got some classics, I got an adult book, some other random stuff, so I'm just gonna get started with that. First thing I have to show you guys is so exciting, and it is this little blue journal, Use Your Words, Every Last Word by Tamara Ireland Stone. And you open it up, and it says, For Laura, fill this with your words. XO, Tamara. Because she sent this to me, okay? And she also signed both of these bookmarks that she sent to me. And this is just like a notebook, just like if you've read the book Every Last Word, Sam has the blue notebook, and on the back it says, the pen feels solid in my hand, and when I bring it to the paper, I'm relieved to feel the words flowing out like someone turned on the spigot, and before I know it, I've filled the page. And also, I know it's a little bit controversial because I posted my book talk and I was feeling all types of ways about it. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. It's my favorite book I've read this year, and a lot of the comments on my video are pretty negative about the book. They're like, I hated this book, I didn't like the way she portrayed this and that, and I don't know, guys, but I absolutely loved it, and I got a chance to win this on Tamara Ireland's Facebook page, and I'm so excited about it because she signed it for me. It's so special, and she actually did watch my book talk, and she told me that she liked it, and that was so amazing and just like crazy almost, because like, yeah, you never think that like the author is gonna see your book talk on it, and the fact that she watched it and she just like told me that she enjoyed it, that means the world to me. So amazing to have this, and she signed it for me, and I love it so much. So thank you so much, Tamara. And if you've not read Every Last Word, I'll have the link to my book talk linked down below. You can watch the non-spoiler section and go pick up a copy for yourself because it's amazing. Next book I have is not quite a book, but it's a poetry book, and that is I Wrote This For You and Only You by Please Find This. And Please Find This has another poetry book called I Wrote This For You, and it's an amazing poetry book with just like these little pictures that have like captions on them that are absolutely heartbreaking and heartwarming and just amazing. I'm going to read one for you on this page that I absolutely love, and it says, The protective nature of glass. I sometimes wonder what you're thinking of me. Then I remember that you're probably wondering what I think of you, which makes me wonder if any of us ever think of ourselves, or if we think of nothing else. And I don't know, I was reading this book and I just like, it hits me in my chest, and I'm like, wow, this is incredible. And it's just like this guy, and he's like, nobody will understand this book but you. Thank you for finding this. Read it. And it's just amazing poetry, and it reminds me of my favorite slam poetry that I listen to. So I love things like this, and I love the first book also, so I was really excited when I found this at Barnes & Noble, and I just love it so much. Next book I have to show you guys is an adult book called You by Caroline Kepnes, and this book I originally heard of I think through Riley Marie here on YouTube, which I'll have her linked down below. She talked about this and I remember her really liking it. Also, Colleen Hoover, when I met her the other day, was talking about this during her Q&A and how she's obsessed with it. So I was like, okay, now I really gotta read it. And it's about this aspiring writer who moves to East Village where this guy Joe works, and I think Joe like is crazy and like obsessive, and she tries to like, they start a friendship, but then he ends up being like super obsessed with her and crazy. As Joe invincibly and obsessively takes control of Beck's life, he begins quickly removing the obstacles that stand in their way. Joe will do anything to ensure Beck finds herself in his waiting arms, even if it means murder. So obviously this guy's crazy, but I'm really excited about this book. Stephen King blurbed it. Stephen King is a god, so I'm really excited about this book. Next two books I have are super random, but they're both classics that I just don't own and I haven't read, and I feel like I need to / really want to read. First one being Persuasion by Jane Austen. I have not read Persuasion by Jane Austen, and Pride and Prejudice is one of my all-time favorite books, and I have not read as much Jane Austen as I want to, but Persuasion just sounds like such a good book, and I need to read it. Also, Little Woman by Louisa May Alcott. This is a book that my mom used to read with me when I was like really little, but obviously I don't remember any of it, and obviously I need to reread it because I really want to. And this is gonna sound so funny, and I don't know if any of you guys are gonna know what I'm talking about, but there's an episode of Friends where Rachel says this is her favorite book, and then she makes Joey read it, and then Joey gets super into it, and I just want to read it because if Rachel and Joey approve, then Laura needs to figure out her opinion. So I'm really excited about both of these, and I just thought I'd buy them. These are the Barnes & Noble editions. They're super cheap, and I think if you buy one you get one half off or something like that, so I recommend checking out the Barnes & Noble classics because they're really cheap and never can have too many classics. Okay, so then I have a couple of books that were actually sent to me by authors or publishing houses. First one is This Is Where It Ends by Mariki Nijkamp. I'm so sorry, it's probably so wrong. Mariki Nijkamp. I apologize greatly. This was sent to me by a publisher, and this book is not out yet. It comes out in January, but it is about a school shooting, and it sounds amazing. It sounds so intriguing. And it's told over the span of 54 harrowing minutes. Terror reigns as one student's calculated revenge turns into the ultimate game of survival. And I'm so excited to read and review this for you guys. I will probably have the review up in January, but I will let you guys know how this goes. Next book was sent to me by an author, and that is Musings of an Earth Angel by Suzanne Adams, and she was so super sweet and asked if she could send me her book, and of course I said yes because it sounded really good. It's about a 22-year-old named Samantha who has perfect job, perfect boyfriend, and then disaster strikes and she loses everything, and she's propelled into a journey where evil and good, dark and light are battling for her destiny. I don't know, it sounds kind of fun and crazy and different. Like, it sounds really different, and I thought it sounded good, so I'm excited about this. And the last book that I have that was sent to me was actually sent to me by Owl Crate, so if you watched my Owl Crate unboxing from last month, then you might have heard of this already, or you might have seen me unbox it. But that is Dumplin by Julie Murphy, and I'm so excited about this book. I still have yet to read it, but I'm excited. I've heard a lot about it, and it's basically about a group of girls, and they all join a beauty pageant. They're all misfit girls, and they're like not typical beauty pageant goers, and it sounds really funny and empowering, and I'm just really excited about it. And if you've read it already, let me know what you thought, because it's a newer young adult book, and I know a lot of people have been talking about it, so let me know if you've read it. Okay guys, so that is every single book that I have bought in the last couple of months. I can't even believe it. If you're still here watching this video, because it was probably super long, hi, thank you. Comment down below Harry Styles so I know if you've watched the whole video. I think that'll be kind of fun. So do that, but I hope you guys enjoyed this book haul. Make sure you leave me a comment along with your Harry Styles comment about any of these books, letting me know if you've read them, if you've heard good things, if you've heard bad things, anything you want to tell me about. You can also tell me what books you've been picking up recently, anything like that. I love to talk to you guys in the comments, so just let me know whatever you want to let me know. Also, you should follow me on Twitter at LovelyLikeLaura if you want to hear from me on more of a daily type basis. You should definitely do so. And also, you can add me on Goodreads as a friend if you want to see what I'm up to, what I've been reading lately. That's a good idea as well. So both of those will be linked down in the description box below. But other than that, I hope you guys are having an absolutely wonderful day. I hope you enjoyed my book haul, and I'll talk to you guys all very, very soon. Goodbye! Why won't you let me